Hey, Cohort 36, this is Casey Bishop. I'm going to be teaching you guys about two programs which you may already know about but were new for me. We're going to talk about Kahoot and Edpuzzle. So at my school, I teach chorus and drama, and in both of these classes, using formative assessments has never really been on my radar. So discovering these has been really entertaining and really interesting. So I want to show you how I would use each of these for one particular class. So we're going to start with Kahoot. Once I logged into Kahoot, I have, this is my main screen. We've got major trivia things. You've got ones on your main screen that perhaps are being used by other teachers. Some of them are sponsored, etc. But down up at the top here, one of the things that I would use this for might be to create a quiz or find a quiz on key signatures. And lo and behold, look at all of these that pop up. We've got different programs on key signatures, different numbers of questions, which is kind of great. So we're going to go with this first one. Looks really nice and clean. Key signatures, 15 questions. Once I have the students log in, they're going to go in through, we can go ahead and hit play. It's going to bring up a special code that the students can put into their device and they can play individually. The nice thing for me is once I come in, if I'm not sure, or perhaps I left this as an assignment for the sub to fill the last couple of minutes of class, he or she can open this up and it's going to tell you right here what the correct answer is, along with which of the four emblems the students should have used for their answer. So this is a really cool thing. There's a lot of already existing Kahoots that are out there. I'd like to learn more about how to build them, but for right now, I'll start with the ones that have already been made for me. The second one I want to talk about today is Edpuzzle, and I'm going to apply it towards theater. So my homepage, when it comes up, because I've put a lot of thought into the creative and applied arts, this is what's going to show up right here. I started a quiz myself over here under my content. So when I click that, I come over here. This is the one that I started, Introduction to Greek Theater from the Royal National Theater. Now I found that video down here on popular channels. I just went to YouTube and I used this particular channel from the National Theater to do a big unit on the National Theater's production of Antigone. So moving on, I want the kids to watch this video, an introduction to Greek theater. I can watch the whole thing, I can duplicate it, but right now I want to edit it. So the great thing about this, if you've never used it, let's say you have a video that you want your kids to watch, but you're afraid that they're going to skim through it, they're not really going to pay attention, or they're just going to tell you that they watched it when we all know they really didn't. With a program like this, you actually can embed questions where the video will stop and it will not allow the student to continue forward until they have actually put some kind of an answer in each question. So to give you an idea, I'll show you just a second about what this is going to look like. So I start the video here and it's going, oh, sorry, pause. I skipped ahead of myself. We're going to go to quizzes. There we go. Then now we can go ahead and get ready. So we go to quizzes. We find out why it's being slow. There we go. So as soon, my little icon's going to travel. And so I might go ahead and put a pause here. And at this point in time, I have several different options that come over here. And so just to make sure that the questions are being answered, we've got a couple of different choices. You can do an open-ended question. You can do multiple choice. You can do a long answer or a comment here if I want to just bring something to their attention. If Professor Edith Hall had been a guest speaker at our school last year, I might throw a comment in here saying, hey, do you remember her? Kind of a cool thing. So for the sake of this purpose, what is on the shelf behind, we'll say Dr. Hall. And then we could put this in as the incorrect thing. We could say chalices, if we've gone over that as a vocabulary word, we want to mark that as the incorrect answer. We want to say theatrical masks, which of course is the correct answer, etc. And we want to make sure we highlight that as the correct answer. Scroll down a little bit and hit save. That's going to throw that question in here. As it were to continue going on, it would go to the next spot where I'd already put in a question, and then it'll actually collect all of those for me and it will give me a grade based on what I have put in as the acceptable correct answers. Once I do that, I hit save, I hit finish, You can assign it right now. You can actually do this. You can prevent skipping so the student cannot skip ahead. If you want them to go ahead and just be able to peruse, you can actually move it over, toggle it to the left, and then the student can go on through. I'm going to assign it later, not a big deal. But here it is in my content, my library, where I can use it and edit it as I want to. I hope you guys all have a great time and that one of these 2 programs is useful for you. I'd love to hear how you use either of these in your classrooms. As I learn more about them, I'd love some insight. Thanks so much and have a great day.